Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video this is episode 5 of my podcast, Behind the Screen. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright everyone. So today's episode is, I just compiled, this is my podcast where I talk about movies in my life, and I just compiled a list, some topics here today, notes of notes-ish, just topics to talk about. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do here today, and it's kind of like I love listening to movie podcasts like Christian Harloff and John Campea, so I compiled topics here today, and I'm just going to talk about them. I'd like to have people on my podcast at some point, like they do, but with that said, I'm going to talk about what I've done. So there's some stuff for spooky season I didn't talk about in my first episode here, Behind the Screen, but I watched. I kind of want to talk about. I kind of like this differently. So I've watched the Saw movies, right? So I had that second, but it doesn't matter how these topics are arranged. So I watched the Saw movies, right? Specifically, only 2. And I think we're getting another one next year, not this year, but next year, 2025. I think we're getting Saw 11. And I'm quite excited for it, because I watched the first Saw, and then I skipped all the way to Saw 10. And if you're wondering why I skipped like that, because here's my reason. I feel like Saw is torture porn. It really is, and I have no issue with gore and stuff. Like, I love the Terrifier movies. Go watch my Terrifier 3 review. Great stuff. Love the movie. But I watched Saw 1, and I went, okay, that was fine. But I saw all the bad reviews for all the other Saws, and I'm like, I'm not going to make myself sit through all of them. So I went to Saw 10 that had great reviews, and I loved it. Like, I understood what was going on, even not watching the rest of the other ones. And I was like, perfect. So I liked it. I'm excited for the next one. But I feel like it's one of those movies to you that I feel like I recommend watching it. And my friend, actually, who goes here, college, she's like, yeah, I watched the second Saw, and I liked it. I'm like, cool. I totally understand. I think it's one of those movies like the first Halloween, and you just gotta watch the next Halloween. And to me, there's a lot of bad Halloween movies. But to me, I'm a big Michael Myers fan. So I just watch all of them. I haven't seen all of them, but it's a franchise that I would happen to watch all of them. Like, I like Halloween Kills. I like Halloween Ends. And those are both rotten. So if you're a fan of all the Saw movies, I highly respect it. But it's one of those things to me like, I watched the first one. It's a great classic horror film. And then I had to watch number 10 because it had the great reviews. Good stuff. It was a solid horror film. I understood why it was certified fresh, why it got high praise. Now I'm excited for the next one, and we'll have to see how that turns out. But that's what I did a while back. I think I did that early October. I think that was the first week of October I did that, because then I also watched Smile 2 and Terrifier 2 not Smile 2, Smile 1 and Terrifier 2 to get me into the next sequels, and I love Terrifier 3. We'll see about Smile 2. I'm going to go see that. This episode's coming out the day that Venom comes out, or the week that Venom comes out. So I'll put out this video. So this is coming out a couple days before my Smile 2 review. So stay tuned for that. I'm speedrunning things. Goosebumps. What'd you think of this? So I watched Goosebumps. I'm a fan of spooky season. I don't know why I grabbed like that. I'm a big fan of the spooky season. And Goosebumps is the first Goosebumps movie. I didn't grow up watching the show. There's an original show. I believe it's on Netflix. I might go check it out, depending on time-wise. There's other stuff I want to watch here. But then the 2015 movie came out. I went to see it with my parents in theaters. That was awesome. That was great. I loved the score by Danny Elfman. I love the story. Slappy, the dummy, is terrifying. But let me be real with you. The sequel was so dumb. So obnoxiously dumb. Like, it was like, hey guys, let's not even continue. It's like Despicable Me 4. It's like how much that bothered me. It's like they brought a cliffhanger. If you guys remember the cliffhangers, Despicable Me, I talked about this last week, I think, about Despicable Me. How Despicable Me 3, I hated the cliffhanger. And with number 4, or with number 3, I love the cliffhanger, actually. But then I hated where number 4 just completely erased and forgot about it. It was like, but where's the brother? They had that great cliffhanger. Same thing here with Goosebumps. I have never watched the second Goosebumps from start to finish because A, because of the reviews, and B, I already know that they just don't have okay, I don't have an issue with bringing Slappy back, but what they did at the end of number 1 was like, hey, like what's happening with the Invisible Man? But they don't even have. Sorry, I'm just trying to compose my thoughts here. They don't even like do it justice. They don't even do anything. Like, hey guys, the Invisible Man's still on the loose. Oh, that's cool. Let's not do anything with that. Let's do a completely different movie with a different cast. I'm like, that's the other thing. They have a new cast. It's like, and I know that there's franchises that do that. Like, update the cast, like Jurassic World. And it's not even like they have legacy characters. It's not even like they bring the legacy characters back, right? But they don't need to. They just do a new Goosebumps movie. Okay, and that's fine. But it's a bad sequel. It's a really bad sequel. And I love that 2015 one so much. Is like, what happened? I want to see more. It's like, that's not a good example. It's like the end of Journey to the Mysterious Island. Like if you know the Journey to the Center of the Earth and Journey to the Mysterious Island with The Rock, they were going to do another one, a Journey to the Moon and back. And it was so interesting that they had the premise, like they had the idea at the end of the Mysterious Island movie, and they didn't do anything. Which I grew up with that film with my parents, and then I understand it's not the best received movie, but I also have nostalgia for it from growing up, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Where'd they going with that? Oh, they're not doing anything. That's too bad. But anyway, also Jumanji. There's going to be another Jumanji, but it's been so long with they're doing it, but it's like, ooh, that tease was so nice. They better not ruin that tease. But anyway, Goosebumps, like I love that 2015 movie. That they made a series on Disney Plus, and they came out last year, and I never watched it because I was like, I don't want to. They ruined the sequel for me. I didn't want to watch the series and then maybe ruined on it. Then I had friends here from college that were like, oh, it's so good, you got to watch it. And I watched it this past week. I loved it. Flawless. Blew me away. Every episode, it's 10 episodes, and every episode I went, that was awesome. It's basically like an anthology series leading up to, what's that one show where it's a show, well, no, it felt like Marvel, right? It felt like it felt like a Marvel movie where every episode was something different leading up to the Infinity Stones. It's something like that. Like I was trying to think of like what does this show feel like? And it's like an anthology. Like if you're watching a Marvel movie, like you could watch Civil War, you can watch Ant-Man, and you'd understand what was going on. You'd watch the first Avengers, you know what's going on, but it's all leading up to Infinity War and Endgame. That's what this series felt like, and it felt so good. Like the 2015 movie's so good. I'm sure the original show's so good. I might have to go check out some episodes. I don't know if I can watch the whole season, how many seasons there are. But this season, and we're getting season 2 this January of next year. I'm so excited for January, man. TV and movies, it's so good. Anyway, I forgot. I already talked about that in one of my episodes. But this season was like, the theme was nice. The tension was nice. I don't want to spoil much for you guys here if you want to go watch it for yourself. But I'm like, whew. The cast was neat. I like the teenagers in this, the little relationship tie-ins. By the way, I had to say, I wasn't going to spoil anything, but episode 3 was called The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, and it was like a time loop thing, and there were like multiple people of this one character named James. Oh, it was so good. I'm not going to tell you like the resolution or like how it happened. Well, kind of at the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, but I'm not going to tell you how and like why, like how the results unfold. But everything, like that was awesome to see that unfold, and it like was like a part of the party from episode 1. So it wasn't a flashback, but there were. Oh, by the way, the flashback in episode. Oh, I'm sorry, Agatha is so good. But like, there was a kind of flashbacks, and I thought, oh, this is where like the what they do in Goosebumps and what they're doing in Agatha works so much better than The Acolyte. But also, that's another thing, is that Goosebumps isn't a direct Disney series. It's on Disney Plus, but it's also, I think it was done by Sony. I have to go look this up for my knowledge here. Who created... that's not how you spell created. I don't know why that's in my search history. The Goosebumps... Rob Letterman and Nicholas Stoller for Disney Plus and Hulu. But I could have sworn it came up with it's anthology supernatural horror based on Goosebumps by R.L. Stine. Production Sony Pictures. That's what I thought, because it came up with, it says Scholastic Entertainment Sony Pictures Television, which is exactly what I thought. So it's not directly a Disney thing. It's not Fox. It's not Disney Plus original. If it was a Disney Plus original, I still like it a lot. But Sony Pictures, so there's that for you. But I liked it. By the way, one of my favorite cameos in this was seeing, I told my mom this because she knows this, was when Rachel Harris, the mom who was in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, opens up the cabin door and you see this guy who's the brother from, none of you guys might know the show, was from According to Jim, this old sitcom. And it was the brother of the dad called Jim in According to Jim. And I was like, oh, there he is. I know that guy. So, because my parents played that show back at home. And I'm like, oh, I know that guy. Like, that was cool. Yeah, but again, the series was great. Very tense, very horrifying. Slappy's back. And I like what they do with the tension, like with the like mystery, the like horror vibe, like the little MacGuffin items and stuff. Oh, it's good. Really good. And I can't wait for season 2 in January to see that. Apparently in the teaser, Ross Geller, what is his name? Oh my god. Schwimmer, David Schwimmer. David Schwimmer is going to be like a Venom symbiote, like get like goop on his face and stuff. So that'll be interesting. But I'm excited to see season 2. Like in the trailer it shows that, but I'm excited for it. And I really I recommend you guys watch this Goosebumps series because it was good. And I want to see more from it. I'm going to see more from it, but I was like on the edge of my, like I was on the fence about it, like I like that 2015 Goosebumps movie and all this sort of stuff. And I feel like, oh, because they mentioned somewhere there was R.L. Stine in the show. It said in the cast he was in it. Maybe he's not in it yet. Maybe he's in season 2, but he's somewhere. But they had this book, and they mentioned like, oh, the guy Justin Long's character, Mr. Bratt. He's like he wrote down he was a great author, so he wrote in the book. What I liked about the 2015 movie is that Jack Black was playing R.L. Stine. I like that mix. I like that casting, that role. Here, it's just a teacher who said he's a really good author, and he wrote a story. So I like that element, but it wasn't R.L. Stine, but I still like that element in the show. So I don't know if they did that in the original show, like it was just some author and he wrote books, or if it was R.L. Stine in the original show. I don't know anything. But, I mean, I watched the 2015 version and I went, I like that. So, I don't know. Both of them are really good. Not the Goosebumps sequel movie. Terrible. Don't watch it. Watch the 2015 show or movie and then watch this show. If you've seen the original show, let me know in the comments. But so, yeah, that's that. Also, for spooky season, I went to a haunted house with a friend of mine and I got freaked out. This is the second time I've been to a haunted house. Went last year, went this year. It was my own choice. I liked it a lot. Love spooky stuff. Wanted to go, but they're so scary, man. I love that scary factor. So ran away one time because there's a guy in a Beetlejuice costume that popped out and with a horn, looked like a Beetlejuice outfit, with a horn. Another person with a chainsaw going, and I ran away from my friend. I was like, left you in the dust there. So apologize, but that was funny. And then there was like this fog. Like you walk into this one room, and fog and a strobe light. Not good. And I couldn't see anything as I walked out of there. And then another room that was pitch black. Great. I didn't know where I was going. I was like, is something going to pop out? I'm just banging on walls. And then you had a duck underneath this tunnel. I'm like, that was perfect. I'm glad I could have done that. A big dude couldn't have done that. So that was fun. I love the haunted house. There's like a 10-year-old scare actor that was like at a toxic waste dump. Very funny. But I love that a lot. Going with that with her. Hopefully I can do more with her in the future. But I can't. I don't know. Words are just coming out. I can't what. It's funny. I like the haunted house vibe. I love scary stuff. Even though I get scared of it, like it's just fun to like run and see that type of stuff at Halloween season. Love spooky season. Love scare horror movies and series and stuff. Movie clowns though. So Pennywise is freaky. Love it. Those are the first two horror films I actually watched. It Part 1 and Part 2. Then I watched, but then there's Joker, Beetlejuice, and Art the Clown. And if you're wondering, Beetlejuice is a clown? No, but he looks like Joker. I mean, he's kind of like a clown. So these movie clowns, right? We got Beetlejuice 2. Pennywise is older, but I mean, years ago. He hasn't come back. But Beetlejuice is out. We got Beetlejuice 2. We got Joker 2. We got Art the Clown. Art the Clown is crushing it right now. I mean, we got, Joker 2 that failed, and Beetlejuice 2 that I personally have been looking forward to ever since I watched the original. And I love Beetlejuice 2. I mean, more than most people. I mean, there's a lot of people that do as well, but John Campion didn't like it. But Art the Clown is not the movie. Terrifier 3. Oh, man. I love Terrifier 2. I love this movie. Love Terrifier 3. And they're crushing it at the box office. I feel bad for Joker, but again, Art the Clown is great. I don't really know the point I was trying to make of this. I'm just saying we were at the haunted house and there were some clowns there, and I was like, do you like clowns? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, that's valid. And I just love Terrifier 3 so much that I was like, I felt bad for Joker. I'm like, Beetlejuice is the better contender for white paint. And then you got, I'm going to be Beetlejuice this Halloween. But, I dressed up as him. I'm going to put some makeup on my face. But I got Art the Clown, Terrifier 3, fantastic. So if you want a clown, go watch Art the Clown or Pennywise, or Beetlejuice, but don't watch Joker. So I don't know, I really didn't have like a full message or anything on that. I was just like, it's just, I wanted to talk about movie clowns, and I felt like it's too bad that Joker 2 failed, but what are you going to do? I was kind of already thinking that, but I didn't know how the box office would play out, and apparently people didn't like Joker 2. So now you have Terrifier 3 that you can go watch. So, woohoo! Alright, guys. We got another topic. 2 more topics today. I'm going to keep this a long one. I'm gonna make the last topic a long one. I'm going to check my notification. Who did I get a notification from? Anyway. So, Rick and Morty Season 8. I saw this yesterday before I went to class, or kind of class, a group project thing. And Rick and Morty Season 8 has been revealed that... I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, by the way. I have to talk about this, because I've never really... I've done reviews of Rick and Morty on my channel, but I love talking about Rick and Morty. So, San Diego Comic-Con... There was not this year, but they said like next, or New York Comic Con. I don't know when that is. I know dates in my head, but I'm not familiar when that is. Or I think it was New York Comic Con, because San Diego Comic Con already happened. But anyway, Season 8. There's There's a rough draft animatic. Jesus, that's hard to say. And like the black and white like drawings and stuff with a little bit of color in there, but like effects color. And they showed like 2 minutes, like it wasn't the trailer, but it was like a clip or something. And I guess it's coming out. We knew the show's coming out next year, the season's coming out next year, and I'm excited for it, as I really am, but it's not like announced yet. So I'm like, oh, that was really cool to watch, but when's it coming out? I saw a rumor in this article that I think it was Screen Rant, or wherever it was like a, not Wikipedia, but like either a Screen Rant or just another article with this video for the animatic, that was talking about when it was coming out, it said either October 2025, October 17th, or later. So I don't know if we're getting it like in the fall of next year, but I don't know. Roughly, I'm hoping that it's in the fall, mostly because there's some stuff coming out next spring, like January, there's some good movies coming out. February, we got Invincible. Oh, I didn't talk about that. Invincible, season 2, 3. Season 3 is coming out next February 6th. That's a topic I forgot. So, total train wreck. Okay, so let's talk about that next. So, February, there's that. Then March and April, we got Daredevil Born Again in March. April, there's Minecraft and stuff. I'm excited for Minecraft. Come at me, bro. May, there's some good movies. And in June, and in summer, I think we're going to get Stranger Things. That'd be a great time for Stranger Things to come out in summertime when kids are back at school. Well, I don't know why kids will be watching it, but I don't know. When families are around, who knows when a family wants to watch it. Oh. Teenagers, I guess, are back from college. Who knows? They can go watch as a family, I guess. Stranger Things, come out summer, dang it. So anyway, but then fall would be a great time for Rick and Morty. They could put it out in summer, but I don't think they're ready yet. I feel like fall would be a good time. So that's just me. And they seem to be doing fall a lot recently too. Like I don't know, like fall or winter, like December release dates for Rick and Morty. I just seems like that's their custom release date now. I think they did June at one time or another, but I don't know. But that's just me. I'm very excited for Rick and Morty season 8. And by the way, in this article, they also said, I was shocked by this. They said, oh yeah, they renewed it for 2 more seasons past season 10, so they're gonna make 12 seasons. I'm like, what? So I'm a little bit curious because I'm a big fan of this show, right? I'm curious because I've been really antsy that they've been announcing a couple times. Zack Snyder talked about it with Dan Harmon. I saw a post like a long time ago that Zack Snyder was like, yeah, we could do a Rick and Morty movie. And I'm like, why Zack Snyder? I don't know. Maybe his creative love for it. And like Dan Harmon was like, yeah, we'll make a movie at some point. And I'm like, okay, but when? Like after the series is over? During the season? Like during the series? Or what? But I'm a big proponent. Like I need like Incredibles 3 is now on the horizon. The next thing I want is a Rick and Morty movie. So if we get that, my dreams will come true, and I won't be asking for anything ever again. But let's do this thing. But I mean, 2 more seasons. I mean, Rick and Morty season 8 next year, and been renewed until season 12. So things are looking up for Rick and Morty fans. So especially me. I don't know about you guys. I keep doing this, but it's a weird thing. Anyway, back to my other topic in my mind was Invincible season 3, not 2. We already got it. I loved season 2. Season 2 elevated my love for the show and actually got into my top 10 shows of all time now. So yay for not Rick and Morty. Yay for Invincible. So that's that. But season 3 comes out next February. So let me tell you, I was very upset. About the show, or not about the show, about February next year, because I thought that it was going to be a very disappointing February. Because January is one where I'm looking very forward. I'm looking forward to it very much, very much to February or January. We got a trailer for this new Wallace and Gromit movie on Netflix coming out. I'm very excited because we got Chicken Run, Dawn and the Nugget. That was on Netflix, and I like that a lot. Oh, that was another good one. Anyway, so we got that Wallace and Gromit movie coming out January. We got Dogman coming out January. We got Wolfman coming out January. We got Paddington 3 coming out January worldwide. It's already in the UK, I think, in November, but whatever. And we got Mickey 17 coming out January. And we got a new Guy Ritchie movie coming out January. Great stuff. And we got Goosebumps Season 2 coming out January. Great stuff. And February, it's kind of piss. It's kind of pissy. We got the new Captain America film coming out. And I think the Smurfs got bumped to summer. I was like, oh. So, yeah, that's an odd February. Until I saw on this beautiful device here that, Invincible Season 3 comes out February 6th, no mid-season break. And I'm like, perfect. So that'll get me through February until March, until we get Daredevil Born Again. I'm like, fantastic. Thank you. because I was like really starting to like freak out. I was like, okay, please get me through February, like, because I'm not going to watch the new Captain America movie by myself or with friends. Like, if I have to pay a ticket, if somebody will pay for my ticket to go watch Captain America with me, do it. Okay? Hear me and rejoice. I'm not paying for my own ticket to Captain America. What's it called? Brave New Order? Brave New World? New World Order was a crappy name. Sorry. I'm getting a little mad about this. But yeah, seriously, no. I'm very excited to see Invincible Season 3 in February 6th of next year. I'm very excited for next year, man. Besides Captain America, of course. But everything else, I'm very excited. So, yeah, that leads me into the last topic for today, which is none other than Marvel music. Dun 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 dun. No, I don't know. That was just funny. I want to say that. So, what I want to talk about here today is something that maybe will interest you, but it interests me. I'm a big fan of listening to soundtracks, mostly Marvel soundtracks, but soundtracks in general. I'm a big composer person, and like when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, you know, there's songs like Bye 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 and the Green Day song, Time of Your Life, things like that, and the what's the song? The one that I want from Grease that I now have in my playlist, that are great songs, like that, like soundtrack songs. I like listening to those, but like the Guardians playlist, right? Like those are great songs, like Come and Get Your Love and stuff like that. But I also love composers like Michael Giacchino and John Williams and stuff like that. Danny Elfman from Beetlejuice and Batman and stuff. So, but Marvel music, to me, let me try again. So, I just love listening to composers. Marvel Disney Plus shows, people are not on board with Marvel a lot now. I mean, people like Deadpool and Wolverine. And me, I love the Spider-Verse soundtracks. Like, I love Daniel Pemberton, what he's doing with this, the Spider-Verse soundtracks. I can't wait for part 3. He's a great person. Daniel Pemberton's great. I like Michael Giacchino more, but Daniel Pemberton is great with what he does with those movies. But the Marvel MCU, this is what's bothering me. Not with the MCU, with Disney or with Star Wars, right? John Williams is great, but people what they don't understand is, if you're not a music person, that's one thing. If you don't like just soundtracks in general, that's another thing. I don't know why you don't, but that's just me. But listen, Star Wars is not the same without John Williams. And I swear to God, whoever out there likes that Obi-Wan series, cool, but it's not the same. And I'll tell you why. Because when I watched the Obi-Wan series, I was like, I'm applauding you, John Williams, for making that awesome theme, but it sucks that they did two things wrong. A, they didn't take John Williams and have him do the entire soundtrack, or they didn't take a great composer like Natalie Holt that did the Loki soundtrack and have her do a completely beautiful, obscure soundtrack. Because I'll tell you what, I was looking very excited to hearing Natalie Holt do Obi-Wan, and I don't even listen to it. I don't even listen to it. The only thing I listen to is the John Williams theme by Obi-Wan, or from Obi-Wan. But like, Natalie Holt did such a great job with Loki. And that's what I love from Marvel soundtracks. It's like, it feels like Marvel, even the bad stuff, like Quantum Mania by Christoph Beck is great. I love that soundtrack. Secret Invasion by Chris Bowers has a great theme song. Even though it's a terrible show, I listen to it. These composers in Marvel know how to make great music. And people don't like She-Hulk. I like the She-Hulk show and the soundtrack. I'm not a big fan of Falcon Winter Soldier, but that theme song pops. It's so catchy. And things like that, right? The Moon Knight theme rocks. Things like that are awesome. And then you got Book of Boba Fett. Now, the Book of Boba Fett theme by Ludwig Göransson is good. But other than that, man... And there's no theme to Andor. I would like a theme to Andor. I think there might be. But I don't know. Mandalorian theme's good. Okay. That's one. And I'm not saying Star Wars sucks now. But, I mean, Disney ruined it. And Acolyte? Oh, don't even get me started on that. There was no theme song to that. There was no good music from that. I was like, I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care. What else was there? Ahsoka theme was mid. And music to me really elevates something. I just talked about this in my pop culture class. The teacher was like, what makes music, what is appealing to these soundtracks? And I raised my hand and I go, it brings life into the stuff. It brings life into the content, movie or show you're watching. And that's what makes me like Marvel and the MCU. Not just Spider-Verse, but the MCU in general. That's why I get so damn excited about these movies and TV shows, frankly. Like Agatha's theme in Agatha All Along, WandaVision by Christoph Beck, and Christoph Beck's doing Agatha. Love the theme in that. I love it. I love the show. I love the soundtrack. And it really elevates, brings life into the show and into the world. So, I don't know. That's just me, guys. Let me know what you think about Marvel music. The MCU music. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that Star Wars is the same? I'm hopeful that Ludwig Göransson is on board for the Mando movie. If he's not, that'll get me less interested. It'll put my interest way down lower. I'll have to Google that actually after this. I want to Google it right now actually. And I want to do it on this video. Is Ludwig Göransson, not the next Hans Zimmer. I wish he was. Compose. How do you spell words? The Mando movie. Article here says the Mandalorian composer Ludwig Göransson doesn't use that name, but Mandalorian composer wants to return to Star Wars to score the upcoming Mando and Grogu film. Ludwig Göransson. All right, so we might have something there. I'm gonna have to read this. This came out February 9th, 2024, which I think was around the time that they announced the movie. So anyway, there's that for you. I'm not gonna sit here and really read that article, but I'm gonna read that on my own time. And fascinating stuff to get into there. But I hope you guys enjoy that. And hopefully he comes to compose the film. Let me know what you thought of these topics here today. Let me know what you thought of. Let me know what you think of Mando, MCU music in general. Do you agree with my thoughts on Marvel and Star Wars? That Marvel does their music great, and I like listening. Like I said, the Nick Fury theme from Secret Invasion's great. The show isn't. I mean, the finale is stupidly funny. Don't like it a lot, but like listening to that theme. But do you agree with me that Marvel has better music than Star Wars does? The Disney Plus shows specifically, not the movies. The prequels and stuff, they have great soundtrack, but it's John Williams. He's the GOAT. But after that, they are just donk. They're just crap. Let me know. Let me know what you thought of the topics here today. Stay tuned for more videos and podcast episodes in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me. But hope you guys stick around for the podcast and stick around for episode 6. Like, subscribe, follow me. Follow me at Boba Fett J Master. Link, Instagram links down below. Like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm. Watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.